Hey y'all, it's Addy Ford, your host of the Cowgirl Closet podcast, and welcome back to another episode. The Cowgirl Closet podcast is a worldwide brand production brought to you in part by Mule Alley, legendary brands and trailblazing trends. Find your style in Mule Alley in the stockyards. I also want to say a huge thank you to our partners AB Lino in downtown Fort Worth who help everybody wear their story. And lastly, this episode would not be possible unless powered by 95.9 The Ranch, the radio station that truly plays the sound of Texas. Today, I'm so excited because I get to sit down with Shelby Mayfield, or as some may know her, the Cowgirl Carrie Bradshaw. Shelby is a professional barrel racer, a Texas Tech alumni, Breckham, so am I. That's why we get along so well. And now the director of social media and influencer marketing at Lane Boots. Shelby brings such a unique mix of rodeo grit, fashion sense, and business savvy. And we can't wait to dive into her story. So Shelby, welcome to the Cowgirl Closet podcast. I'm so excited that you're here.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited. This is my first podcast ever. So.
Really? Well, you're going to do great. Super chill, super fun. We're just having a conversation. So
Yay.
For anyone who doesn't know you, is there anything, you want to say about yourself, who you are? Just give them a little bit of information.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the funny thing is that no one's ever really heard my story before. I think it's been told from a lot of different perspectives. And, I put myself online and I choose to do that. And people interpret what they want from what they see, but I'm excited to really share, more about who I am, where I come from, and what makes me me, and kind of what's behind some of the decisions I make and some of the words I say.
So before I start asking you some of these questions, do you want to give like a short story, I guess?
A short story. I mean,
like of you, to tell them a little bit more about yourself.
I mean, long story short, very long story.
Yeah.
So I grew up in Clovis, New Mexico, a very small town. Used to be a cowboy town, not so much anymore.
Yeah.
But grew up rodeoing. I junior rodeoed and then went into the high school rodeo system. Junior high rodeoed, high school rodeoed, college rodeoed, professional rodeoed. I guess I quit rodeo when I was 22. And that was, kind of a loss of identity for me. I was like, I don't know who I am or what I want to be without rodeo. Yeah. So I tried a lot of different things. I went through my rebellious phase. I tried to be a city girl, but at the end of the day, my heart is in the sport and I was trying to figure out how to get back into it. And so now I'm very blessed, very thankful. I have such an amazing job. I get to work in the industry every day. And now I have the voice I always wanted in it. So I'm very blessed.
So can you share what it was like growing up in a rodeo family?
Yeah, I mean, truly it was not easy. I think that that's what people always are like. They assume a lot of things based on, the family that I come from, but truly it was tough. I was very much so rodeo my entire life. Yeah. And so my dad was an NFR qualifier. He was actually the first black cowboy to rope at the NFR.
Okay.
So he was kind of the groundbreaker, and
awesome.
He worked really, really hard, first generation, to be able to, be in the sport and get to rodeo at that level. And so he expected a lot of my brother and I from a very, very young age. I think I really started competing when I was like 5.
Oh, wow. That's young.
I was young.
So you literally did this from like the earliest age possible, basically.
Yeah. As soon as I could be on a horse, I was on a horse. Yeah. And competing from that age too, which, and I was extremely competitive. Yeah. I could not lose from the very young age that I was. If I lost, I was bawling my eyes out. I mean, I've always been a winner. I always want to win. And,
that's a really good, personality trait to have, though.
Yeah. Thank goodness. I mean, looking back now, it's not something that's ever changed. And I still, just try to win in my day-to-day life. Yeah. So, but it started very early.
Do you remember the first time you competed and felt like this was really what you were meant to do?
Honestly, I think it wasn't a decision. It was just something that I did, and it was something that I never wanted to stop doing. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't say it was necessarily something that I chose. It was more so just a part of who I am. Yeah.
Interesting. So you've had some amazing wins, including the Cowboys of Color Rodeo in Fort Worth. Congratulations, by the way.
Thanks.
What was it like to step into that arena and come out on top? Like you said, you love to win. So can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, really with rodeo, it's you work so hard, you put so much into it. It's really one of the most competitive sports in the world. There's nothing that compares to it. There's nothing that's like it because, not only are you working hard, but you also have to control, this 1,200-pound animal that's under you. Yeah. And there's a lot of money on the line, which football, basketball, baseball, all these other sports, you're not putting maybe as much money into
yeah.
it. You know, it's like people are like, oh, travel ball, oh, this, that. No,
Yep.
rodeo, you have hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line.
Hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds. If not, some people have millions into it. It's a big money sport. So, I mean, there's a lot on the line every time you compete. So, you know, there's a lot of adrenaline going through it. There's a lot that leads to that point. And like with me too, funny story, most of the horses that I was successful on, I trained myself. So
really? That's so awesome.
yes. Yeah, I was also a big
not
trainer.
many people can say that, I don't think.
And I think that you really get a lot of fulfillment when you do train your own because you see it from start to finish. So then when you win, it's just a little better.
Yeah. And I feel like that connection too that you make with your horse is better too.
100%. Like it was, every horse I had was like my kid. Like, I don't know if I ever want to have kids truly because it's like horses have always been my kids and I love horses because you know, they don't talk. They don't talk. They listen. They're loyal. They're loyal and you can tell when they like you when they don't. And all my horses always loved me and I loved them back. And so winning was always just a little more special because of everything that went into it. Yeah.
So what goes through your mind when you're in the alleyway seconds before you run barrels?
Man, I was always a nervous wreck. Honestly,
I bet. Like, that's terrifying.
I just recently
you don't know like
found
really
out
what's about to happen.
Yeah,
anything could happen in that.
Anything could happen. Like that's the thing. There's so many different variables between the ground, between the crowd, between your horse, like the setup. There's a lot that could happen. You know, so you prepare for the best. But I really do think that it's just pure nerves. Yeah. And I just recently found out that you're not supposed to black out.
Wait, actually?
Yeah. I'm like, every time I always kind of like blacked out.
Yeah, I feel like I would like do my run and not remember.
Yeah. Like I would come out and then like
You're not supposed to?
I don't know. Like I heard a psychologist be like, there's ways to not black out. And I was like, oh, gee, okay, good to know now.
Yeah, now that you're like at the age you are.
Yeah.
And you're still doing this, right?
I don't do it anymore. Okay. No, I actually, well, now I mostly just work. But I think it was at a certain point, I guess I didn't realize how expensive it was to be able to really do it on my own. Yeah. And, you know, my brother was always super, super promising. And so, you know, it was going to be one of us, could never be both. And I had other things that I was good at. Yeah. So I went ahead and did those other things. But, you know, it's always something that's at the back of my mind. And I think that's what I'm working towards now is like having that life back. But it wasn't easy to lose.
It's good, too, because since you are in the Western industry, it hasn't completely gone away from you. Like you can still go to these rodeos and events and all the things.
Yeah, I still get to go a lot. And truly, the one good thing about riding horses is that it's like riding a bike. Like I did it for so long that it's like I could hop on a horse any day of the week and still be able to ride. But I don't know if I could ride as good as I used to because that was like, you know, I was riding like at one point in my life, like 7-8 horses a day.
Holy crap.
Yeah. I used to ride and ride and ride and I could ride. Like I really could. And so, you know, I think it's going to take me a little bit of time to get back to that point, but I don't think I'm too far away.
Yeah, absolutely not. You know, and like you said, once you've done something for so long, it's like riding a bike. So after you graduated from tech, is that kind of when you stopped?
Not necessarily. So I kind of quit a little bit earlier on. So I
did not know that.
I rodeoed for a year at tech. And I was like pro rodeoing at the time. I was college rodeoing at the time. I had 2 jobs and an internship. And
so
I was
your hands were full.
Yeah,
sister.
18 credit hours.
I never took 18.
Oh yeah, 18.
Maybe once, but no.
That's how I graduated a year early. 18 every semester.
Okay. Well, I was a 5th year, so maybe that's maybe like me taking 12 hours was the reason. Yeah. No, it wasn't the reason, but like maybe if I really wanted to graduate on time after everything that happened, I should have taken 18 hours.
I mean, but
dang, girl,
it wasn't
impressive.
Always easy, though. I don't know how I did it. I was truly, like, running on fumes.
And you graduated before COVID, too, so I bet, like, the online classes weren't as frequent as they are now.
Yes. Yeah, no, back then, that was, like, full on, like, every class was in person, and I was, and it was hard. It was very, very difficult during that time. I mean, like, that was the thing is, you know, if we had, like, the online like we do now, or we could do more of, like, a hybrid setup, it would have been easier. Yeah. But back then, you had to go to every class in person.
Yeah, my senior year, I had 1 class in person twice a week.
See, that's crazy to me.
It was awesome. I went home all the time. Like, I traveled. The most I think I've traveled my last 2 years in college. Just, I could. You know, like, I only had, when I had class, it was Tuesday, Thursday. Yeah. Or Monday, Wednesday. Yeah. So I would get in the car after class, drive home, or drive wherever I wanted. Like, granted, it was Lubbock, so there's not really much to do.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It was like we were ready to get out of town.
Exactly. Yeah. Because
Like,
I mean, once you're there
after a while.
Yeah, just it's such a cowboy town. Nothing's out there, but I do love Lubbock. Yeah, I'm not trying to like crap on it or anything.
No,
but
I miss it all the time. I mean, I could go out on a Friday night with $10 in my bank account
and be okay,
and I was gonna have a good time. Guaranteed.
That's the best. Wait, where'd you go out at?
Man, we used to. So back then it was Library Bar. That was like the cool.
Oh, so you went to Depot District?
Oh yeah. And then,
not me.
But on game days it was Broadway.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
like Crickets, Raider Bar, Chimmy's.
Love Chimmy's.
All of those little spots.
Was Beer House there whenever you were there?
Yes.
That's my favorite place.
That's a cool spot.
I'm about to go to Lubbock just so I can have their burger.
Yes.
One more time. It's
no, I'm telling you, that's a cool spot. I miss it. Their prickly pear marg. I remember that.
Right?
Yes.
I had a couple too many of those one night, and my mom dropped me off.
I'm telling you.
About a half a mile, maybe even a mile from the stadium, said, you can walk. Sorry, Mom.
Get it together, girl.
Yeah, pretty bad. Anyways, so bring it back in.
Yeah.
Rodeo isn't just physical. It's mental. How do you stay confident during those tough stretches?
Honestly, I think that was also part of the struggle that I had with rodeo was like the mental part of it was very, very difficult to deal with. And I think that the expectations that were put on me from such a young age were something that I, like full transparency, I struggled with. Like I struggled living up to those expectations. And like it was just something where like at some point I could work harder than everybody else, but it was the mind games of it that would affect me every weekend. And it would be, I'd go win the breakaway, I'd be 1-7 the first round and then go miss the second one. And there was no reason. Like I roped 100 calves that week. Like there was no reason. And it was truly just the mind part of it. And I think that was just like a really big struggle that I had that I, at that time in my life, I really couldn't overcome. And it was really, really difficult. And I think now that's why I'm so excited to, get back into it is because I've learned to master my mind in other avenues of my life. And so now it's like, I want to go back and test it a little bit, you know?
I'm sure that's part of growing up too. And like, I mean, just like from graduating college for anybody that's around our age, that like time period's hard because you have to grow up and a lot changes and nobody really talks about it. So
yeah, it was a very difficult time in my life. I'll say that. And again, like I was still one of those kids that was doing too much. I've always been the type of person that is like go, go, go. And I'm doing a million things at once,
Me too.
I was like playing basketball. I was honor roll or honor society vice president. I was, I had a 4.4 GPA. Like I was always an extreme overachiever. And it's like, the thing was like, I was not expected to be good at anything. I wasn't expected to be good at school. I wasn't expected to be good at sports. It was like,
I worked your tail off.
I was self-motivated in that way. Like the only thing anybody really ever cared about was I going to win this weekend or not? And so, I think that was why I found like my own self-fulfillment in other areas, which I'm really glad that I did because now it's really pivoted into other areas of my life where I can do a lot of things at once. I can excel at a lot of things at once. And I'm just a tough girl.
That's awesome. You seem like an amazing person, amazing friend to be around.
Thanks.
I want to be your friend.
I want to be your friend.
But
we are friends now.
Yeah, literally. I can't wait. So excited.
Yeah.
So you started at Eastern New Mexico, but then transferred to Texas Tech.
Yep.
What inspired those changes and how did it shape your rodeo and academic journey?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, growing up in Clovis, everyone was a Tech fan. That was like the closest big university.
Yeah. I mean, anywhere around that area.
Yeah.
You're ride or die Texas
All
Tech.
those small towns. Like, that's kind of the cool part of Tech is that it's like really the only like big thing going on in that area. Like there's no big cities. Like there's nothing else really going on. Like everyone.
Do you look forward to anything that Texas Tech is doing?
100%. Like all the sports are like the biggest thing that people go to all year unless they drive to Dallas and go to their one Cowboys game of the year.
Exactly.
Like it's a huge
that happens
deal.
a lot, yeah.
Yeah, it's a huge deal. So, we grew up Tech fans. All my cousins went to Tech. So naturally that's where I wanted to go. But my freshman year, I also very much so wanted to rodeo. And I knew that if I went to Lubbock, I wasn't going to have the truck. I wasn't going to have the trailer. And I wasn't going to be able to do it how I wanted to rodeo. So I was like, okay, then, the easiest way for me, for my family is if I stay close to home, I go to Eastern. And then also it's kind of just some time to figure out like what I wanted to do in college. Because at that time, I didn't even know really what I wanted to do with my life.
What was your degree in?
I ended up with marketing degree.
Okay.
It was
fitting.
I had several different majors.
Yeah.
I'll say that. We all start pre-med because
Literally.
everybody wants to be a doctor. And then I realized I literally hate all of this stuff. Like I'm just good at math and science, but it doesn't mean I want to be anything in the medical field. So I did that, and then I rodeoed my freshman year, and I was also pro rodeoing at the time.
Yep.
It was quite the year, and then I finally decided, it's time for me to focus on my education, and I really want to go to tech. I want to have that real college experience. So I transferred the next year, and I was on the rodeo team there, and I was on the rodeo team for one semester, and I started at tech as an engineering major. So I did a year as an engineering major, and then I was about to graduate, and then I was like, because I already went into college as a sophomore, because I did all my college stuff in high
Smart
school.
girl, hard worker.
And then I did a lot of the engineering prereqs when I was at Eastern.
Yeah.
So then when I got to tech, I was already in the engineering classes. So I did a year of that, and I was pretty much ready to graduate. And I was like, I don't want to be an engineer either. And so then I saw something about public relations online. So I was like, ooh, this seems like something I would like to do. This is what I already kind of do.
Yeah.
I was already, working in the sponsorship space and doing stuff like that. So I thought that would be interesting. So then I did public relations, but I didn't like the building, and I had one class in the Rawls, and there was a Chick-fil-A in there. So I was like, I want to be a business.
Wait, I think I know where this is going.
No, literally, and I went into the Rawls building, so I had one class in there, with my PR degree, and there was a ton of cute boys in there, and they had a Chick-fil-A, and it was all new and cute, and I was like, okay, well, I'm changing my major to business.
Yeah.
So I changed my major again. And then I finally did marketing, and then I graduated with my marketing degree. Okay. So I did a lot of different things.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
That you just said that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm picturing it right now. Yes, you're so right. That's
you walk in there, it's like heaven.
It really is.
Especially in comparison to, I don't even remember what the communications was called, but that was an ugly building.
Yeah. I wish you were a freshman at tech. I was going to ask you what dorm you lived in. They're all horrible. Well, except for the new one. I forgot what it's called.
I don't know what it's called, but yes.
That's where all the cute boys are now.
Yes.
Or were. I'm old. I need to stop talking about
that.
So what was it like balancing schoolwork, rodeo competitions, and just wanting to have a normal college life for once?
Yeah, again, that was really kind of my decision to stop rodeoing at some point in college, was that I couldn't do it all. I couldn't have all the jobs, the internships, be able to rodeo. And not only that, but it's just, when I got to tech, I didn't have a truck. I didn't have a trailer. I didn't have anything but a horse. And I was working my butt off just to feed the horse.
Yeah.
It was tough. I had to pay my rent. I had to pay for myself to eat. Sometimes there were nights I didn't. And at some point, I had to look at myself in the mirror, and I was like, I cannot keep doing this anymore. It's not fair to me. It's not fair to my horse. It's this is just not realistic.
I have chills.
Truly. Crazy life. I'm telling you, the Lord is crazy. Yeah. But I finally, that was I think it was really hard at the time, but I didn't realize at that time that was really the end for me. And so I was I had some things happen with the rodeo team, and I kind of saw it as my way out. And my brother came and picked up my horse the next day, took her home, and I was like, okay, I'm a college girl now.
I'm a college girl, yeah.
And I think I didn't really take the time to process what had just happened. I kind of wrapped myself up and just
wanted to put it to the side and not, I guess, deal with it.
Exactly.
I do that too.
And I also at the time was oh my gosh, I'm normal now. I can hang out with my friends. Oh my gosh, this is so great. And hindsight, girl,
you just lost what you love.
Yeah. All to hang out with my friends. Who, and, but I'm glad I got to have a true college experience at the same time.
I think everyone needs that 100%.
Yeah. And if I could go back in time, I think everything happened the way it was supposed to. But yeah, and then after that, I was for the first time in my life, I had a little bit of freedom, and I went to football games, and I hung out with my friends, and we went to karaoke night and did all those things that I'd never gotten to do before. Yeah. Oh yeah, girl. You know about karaoke.
Oh, I know, girl.
Oh yeah, man, I feel like a woman.
Yeah. That was my go-to song. Every single Tuesday or Thursday. That's so funny.
Yeah, but that was a big moment in my life, and I don't think I even realized it at the time.
Yeah, well, God really does work in crazy ways.
100%.
Yeah. So changing the subject just a little bit.
Yeah.
You've been called the Cowgirl Carrie Bradshaw. I love that so much. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, so I mean, I've watched Sex and the City a million times.
Yeah.
I think that's probably my favorite show, like that runs on TV. I think everybody has their one show that they resonate with, that they've watched a million times. And that's just really my show. And one thing about Carrie is like, you see all her struggles, and she's like a real woman, and she is who she is. And yeah, she just is very me in a lot of ways. Because I think it's, you know, especially with me, like putting my life on social media, like people see my life ebb and flow. They see me struggle. They see me win. So I kind of feel like my life really resonates to her, and she's, you know, just a single girl trying to figure it out. And she just has
like, hey, that's me.
And she writes, and she has a fashion problem. I mean, like I have probably like well over 100 pairs of shoes. So
me freaking too. My mom was just telling me literally yesterday, we're getting our house cleaned. So I was at home. She's going through my closet, and she was like, dude, you got to do something about it. Like I have 2 closets right now in my mom's house, and every single shelf is full of shoes, and you can't even walk in it because the bottom's just shoes. Same with my other closet, and my mom's like, what's going on? But I love shoes.
You have to have a shoe for everything.
Exactly. Yeah. And it can make or break an outfit.
Oh, I'm telling you. No, I can wear something so basic, and the shoe does it all.
100%. I love
every
it.
time.
I love shoes.
Yeah, same. So that's really kind of why I tie to her so much, and like she's just real, and that's what everyone loves to tell me. But I think it's just, I'm not scared to be who I am, and I will always be who I am. And like, you can judge me, you can talk crap about me. I really don't care. Cause it's like, it won't change me. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
So how would you describe your personal style, and how do you bring Western fashion into your everyday life?
Yeah. So I really think my personal style leans more high fashion. So I've always been really into fashion. So my grandmother, she really raised me, and she was a fashion girl. She had 4 closets in her house. Yeah. She had her shoe closet, like her nice clothes closet.
That's going to be me. Can't wait.
I mean, she was everything. Like she actually gave me like this fur coat, when she passed, like it was in her will that I got this fur coat. And it actually went viral on Pinterest. And I was like, oh my gosh, I wish she would have like seen that this happened. Like she just like got me in so many ways, and like pop culture and everything. Like she was so into all that. And so she was really the one that got me into this life, I guess. And I don't think she realized like
what she was doing.
What she was getting herself into with that too. Cause we used to shop and just look at clothes all the time and just appreciate fashion. And I think that's really where it started for me. And so then as, you know, my personal style started to develop, I kind of was like, okay, how can I mix, you know, what I'm seeing?
Western and I was going to ask that, because I absolutely love your style. Obviously, we're both not wearing boots. If you can see, we're wearing heels. It is so cute. I'm obsessed. She walked in and I said, perfect. Like I kind of just want to know, like, did you always dress like this, or did you like strictly just dress like with the turquoise and all the things at a young age, and then like develop like, hey, I like this like city kind of look, but I love this Western. Like I want to combine them.
That's really how it went. Cause I mean, you know, back then it was the graphic t-shirts and the turquoise and the trouser jeans and like that was and the denim jackets. Like, oh my gosh, my graphic tee collection back then was crazy.
I bet it was. I bet it was awesome.
Oh my gosh, girl. I had every graphic tee you wanted. And then, you know, I moved to Dallas, I moved to the city, and then I started dressing a little more like a city girl, and the Western kind of went out of the picture. And
it happens to the best of us.
Yeah. And at the same time, I was still lost in it. Like I didn't have a personal style during that time. Like I was just wearing, like if a shirt was trending on, you know, TikTok or whatever, like that's what I was wearing. Like I didn't have personal style. So then it was finally whenever that was when I got back into the rodeo world. And so I was like, but I don't want to dress like super Western.
Yeah. Like I still like this. What's the word I'm looking for? Uppity, maybe? Is that a good word to use? Like an elegant, classy.
Yes.
Not so like punchy Western.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I essentially just blended the two.
I love it.
Yeah, then I was just wearing like basically what I would normally wear, but then I would accessorize in Western ways or
like jewelry. And
or wear like a Western outfit, but then wear heels with it. Like it was, you know, I like to mix and match things. Like today, it's like the top and bottom wouldn't necessarily be Western, but then we throw a hat on, you know, we throw some leopard print shoes on, the jewelry, and then you can make it Western. So
I've talked a lot about that too. Like it really shows and proves that you can turn honestly anything Western. And I think that's what I love most about Western fashion. Like,
exactly.
I'm wearing red bottoms right now with a Western belt and turquoise jewelry, and I look Western whenever I still have that like kind of city trend going on because I'm wearing stilettos. You know?
That's what people always ask me. Like, oh, I'm new to Western fashion. Like, what do I wear? Like, how do I start? It's like, truly start with what you have and then just get good accessories. Like, you can start with a good belt, a good pair of boots, like a good hat. I mean, it's really basic. I think that it all comes back to the accessories and just making it your own.
Yep.
You're going to really like the new Fort Worth Stockyards app. It's everything you need right at your fingertips. See what's happening in real time, which means you'll never miss another cattle drive, happy hour, sidewalk sale, or your favorite band again. You can also use the app to buy show tickets, pay for parking, reserve a table, and even book a room. So saddle app, y'all. It's free, it's fun, it's the Stockyards. Download the app today at the Apple Store or Google Play.
So, Shelby, alongside rodeo, you've built such an impressive business career, from AT&T to Lane Boots. Oops, I stuttered.
You're good.
From AT&T to Lane Boots, where you're now the director of social media and influencing marketing. How has that professional side of you influenced the way you approach rodeo and fashion?
Yeah. So, I mean, my journey to even getting to the point that I'm at now was not easy.
Yeah.
It was very, very difficult. I think I dealt with a lot of trials and tribulations, which, you know, I think that you very much so have to hit the bottom to get to the top. And now I appreciate it so much more. And, you know, I want to do so much more, and I want to help so many more people because of like what I've been through to get to this point. I mean, you know, even in college, like I very much knew kind of what I wanted to do. Like at that time I was already doing a lot of like sponsorship marketing. I was like helping rodeo cowboys with sponsorships.
Yep.
I was, you know, getting the rodeo team sponsored by different companies. I've always been, you know, very marketing partnerships minded. And I think back then I just didn't realize that was like even a skill or like a job. I was just doing it. And then I ended up getting an internship with a sports agency, and they were like, we need someone to develop our basketball program. And it was like a tiny agency.
And that was
brand
kind of
new.
Right up your alley because you played basketball.
Exactly. So I was like, perfect. Like I have a lot of connections in basketball. Like I love basketball. And I think I was like a junior in college at this time. And so I was like, okay, like happy to help. And I don't think they knew what they were getting themselves into, because within the first like couple weeks of working there, I had interviews with, I think, like 12 of the top 20 draft picks that year in the NBA draft.
Dang.
And the only reason that we didn't sign any of them was because we were competing with like the Rock Nations and, you know, the Athletes First and those types of agencies, because they had $500,000 to front to these athletes for marketing. And, you know, we didn't have the money to market or to front to these athletes, but like our strategy was good. Getting in touch with these guys was good. Like everything was there. So then I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. Like, this is so cool. And COVID just shut sports down.
100% it did.
Yeah. It was
it
hard.
Shut everything down.
Exactly. And so then, you know, the trajectory that I was on kind of was put to a halt because I couldn't really work in sports anymore, and I didn't know what I was going to do. So I went home and I was like, I don't know. And graduated, didn't have a job right outside of graduation. So I was freaking out, and I was living at home at the time. And so then finally I was like, okay, I just have to get a job. Like it's not gonna be what I want to do. It's just gonna be something that's literally is gonna pay the bills.
The position I'm in right now. Like I love this. I want to do this, but like outside of this, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to get a job that I don't want.
And like sometimes you have to. And I think that's the thing. Like, you know, I always thought, well, I have the internships. I worked really hard. I've done all the things I needed to do. I graduated early. I had a high GPA. Like, I'm going to get my perfect job. Like, this is how life is going to go. And I think that it not going the way it was supposed to go was the best thing that could have happened for me, hindsight.
Yeah.
You know, at that time, it was like the end of the world because I did all that work and sacrificed all that time and quit rodeo so that I could, you know, pursue this other dream. And then I just ended up working in telecom sales. Yeah. Like a job that I could have done probably without a degree. Yeah. And man, it was a job, and like I was happy to have it and I was very lucky, but I hated that job more than anything. Like that was, oh my gosh, it tested me on a daily basis because it was just, again, like I felt like my skills were being wasted. I was never like a really good salesperson, especially when it comes to selling something that I wasn't passionate about or didn't care about. Like at the end of the day, I'm selling internet infrastructure and cybersecurity. Like, do I seem like the type of person that would be like good at doing something like that? No. You know, it's like, it would come to the point where I had to like really make the
You're
sale.
too pretty for that.
And I would be like, I don't know, like either you want it or you don't.
Yeah.
Like,
no, your face needs to be like put out in the world because you're so pretty. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're too pretty to be working in sales. So.
It was awful.
So tell us a little more about shortly, like what you do for Lane Boots.
Yeah. So
and on that note, this is where I want to say you should get me some boots and style me for the NFR.
I have the perfect pair in mind. I always do.
Perfect.
Like I can look at anyone and be like, this is your perfect pair.
That's so exciting.
Yes.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. I have like a champagne metallic knee high. I know you like your knee high.
Oh, yes, girl. Oh, yes, girl. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So after I quit my job at AT&T, got laid off / whatever, didn't want to work there anymore.
Yeah.
I ended up funny story. I lived in my car for a while. I was dead broke, homeless. This was like a year and a half ago, mind you.
And look where you are now.
I'm telling you.
God is so good,
Things
girl.
happen quick. God is
Yeah.
very good. Yeah. I actually was so broke that I didn't know what I was going to do. And I was like, every day I was like, I could afford 2 meals. I ate protein oatmeal in the morning, and I would go to Texas Roadhouse and get like the chicken meals and get them like takeout, get like 5 or 6 at a time. And that was like my meals for the week. That's all I ate. I was in the best shape of my life. And so I was dead broke, and they were like, oh, we need you to go on this TV show. And so I was like,
I will.
Okay. Is it paid? And they were like, yeah. So moved to Montana last summer, filmed this show. They paid me whatever. I came back and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I have this money saved up. So like I moved back to Fort Worth, and I was like, something's got to work out. Like no one in the rodeo industry would hire me. So the last name held no weight, and I was interviewing everywhere, and everyone was telling me no. And at that point I had the portfolio, like everything. There was no reason no one should hire me. Like there's a lot of reasons I could say why they wouldn't hire me, but they wouldn't. So finally Lane gave me an opportunity. They were like, I was at a shoot for them one day, and I told them I was looking for a job, and they were like, well, we're actually looking for someone to do our social media. And I was like,
right up my alley.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
So I did that. I did the interview, and they were like, we also need someone to do like our influencers and some of our like on-site activations and stuff like that. I was like, this is all right up my alley. Like I understand the business, and I'm willing to take it over. Like, let's do it.
That's awesome.
So it was kind of just a match made in heaven. It was nice because it was like, that was one of the first jobs where like I left the interview and I wasn't freaking out.
Yeah. You
like,
said, you know what? God has a plan. This is exactly where I need to be right now.
And all the other jobs that said no to me, like that was why, is because I was supposed to end up at Lane, like 100%. Like it was all laid out in the stars. So, started there, and it's just been crazy because it's very much been a learning experience for me. Because, although I had the experience, I hadn't had much experience from the brand side. So I think the beginning was a big learning curve, but everything that I did and I tried worked. And I've seen a lot of success. Our numbers have been crazy, and it's not something that I could have ever, imagined. But I'm so blessed, and it gives me the opportunity to meet so many incredible women. And, even like on the influencer side, I get to meet with a lot of smaller creators and new creators and give them opportunities and, help other women get into the industry. So I really, really love my job. And at the end of the day, really, it's all about like female empowerment is like how I look at my job. And we only sell women's boots. So I only have to deal with women, which I love. And so I get to help other women make their lives easier, find them the perfect pair of boots. Like so many different avenues from this job have helped me in my career and my personal development. So I love my job. It's amazing.
Awesome. Well, hey, if you're still like looking for influencers, I'm a micro influencer, 11.8K on Instagram. Would love to work with Lane Boot.
No, seriously. We're in touch now. I got you.
Heck yeah.
I got you.
Oh, you're setting me up.
Yes, always. This is how I meet people. This is how I make friends with my creators.
So Shelby, tell me, what do you love most about working in the Western fashion lifestyle space, especially from the brand and influencer side? You just touched on that, but tell us why, you love it so much. Yeah,
I mean, I love it so much because I think that, first of all, I never thought that this would be possible. It was always just like a dream for a long time. And it was a dream to the point where I wouldn't even say it was a goal.
Yeah.
Because I never thought it'd be possible. So like to have the job that I have now and the career that I have now with both, my job at Lane and also my job as a content creator, it's just something that's really a dream come true. And I love that I get to meet so many new people. I get to have so many really cool experiences. Like for years and years, all I ever wanted was to compete at like Rodeo Houston.
Yeah.
And it's like this year I got to go to Rodeo Houston with Spotify and Sir Davis, like these major brands that aren't even Western brands.
And you had a dream to go and you still got to go. Maybe it was not what you originally planned on, but you still made it there.
Exactly.
That's
like
awesome.
it's not perfect yet. We're getting there. I still want to compete one day. We're getting closer, but I mean, I'm very grateful to still get to, fulfill my dreams just in a different way now.
Yeah.
And I find it so fulfilling, and I get to, again, empower so many women, and I try to give women confidence and, to do whatever you want truly, and say what you want and be who you want, and just be confident in yourself.
Yeah. Awesome. So on that note, Shelby, as you look to the future, what are your goals in rodeo and fashion and in business?
Yeah. So funny story, I'm not a big goal setter. I think that goals are what leaves you disappointed. And I think that that's
a really good way to look at it.
Yeah. Like I really set myself up for failure for a lot of my life, and I kept being disappointed, and I kept failing per se because I had these goals set. And I think that with life, you kind of just have to let it flow, and like what happens, and like God has a plan. I'm Christian, and I just believe that, whatever's meant to happen will happen. And
100%,
I don't like to interfere with that. I like to just like take my day to day. And obviously like I have things that I want, like I want horses. I want to be a homeowner. Like I want to grow my business. I want to grow Lane's business. I want to do all these things.
And day by day, you're working towards that.
Yes. I have like my small goals, my daily goals that I try to achieve to, overall improve my life in the big picture. But yeah, I'm not a big goal setter.
Well, like we kind of talked about earlier, like God has you exactly where he wants you right now.
Yeah.
I think not for everyone is that the right thing. Because for me personally, if I don't set a goal, actually, I don't know. I don't really set goals. I don't know.
When you
but
really
I think
about it.
Yeah. I think, where you're going with that's really, really awesome. And it's a really great way to really put all your faith and trust in God. Because like I said, he has you exactly where he wants you, and you're going to end up exactly where he wants you. So
100%. Yeah. And so it's better not to think of it as I have to do this to be happy, or I have to do this to be happy, or I have to achieve that. It's, because a lot of times life's going to throw you for a loop, and like, that's not going to happen. Or, maybe it'll be not tomorrow, but 10 years from now. And, that's like the things that I wanted to happen tomorrow 5 years ago have finally happened.
Yeah.
And it's like, back then I was so sad and disappointed and thought it never would. And like, now that it has, I'm very, very grateful. And so I have achieved those goals. It just didn't happen in like a particular time frame.
Right.
And it was all God's plan. So yeah. I think it's just like I have my weeks, I have my day to day, I have my things I want to do and accomplish, and I just do the best I can every single day.
Yeah. Well, Shelby, thank you so much for joining us today. I really enjoyed loving to sit down and talk with you, get to know you a little bit more, and hear your incredible story. You gave me chills so many times. I think, where you're at in life is amazing. You are such a strong and beautiful person. So I really can't wait to continue following your journey, and I'll be praying for you every single step of the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. Lastly, where can everyone who's listening or watching find you?
You can
also keep up with your journey like me.
Girl. Oh, it's always on there. Trust me, I'm a little bit messy on social media, but I'm fun to watch. I'm on Instagram at Shelby.Mayfield, on TikTok at not.ShelbyLOL, I think. And, you'll probably see me on your For You page one day saying something crazy or wearing a crazy outfit. And I hope you love it, and I hope you follow along.
Yeah. Well,
thank
you so much, Shelby.
Hey, thank you so much. I had so much fun. And we'll work together with boots soon.
Oh my gosh, please. Yeah. Like tomorrow.
I know you're busy. No, I'm going to get you a pair today.
Heck yeah. Really?
Yes. I'll order you a pair today. Seriously.
I'm going to cry.
I got you.
Yes. Shelby, once again, thank you so much for sitting down with me on the Cowgirl Closet podcast. I really enjoyed getting to know you and hearing, everything you've been through and where you are now. You truly are amazing, and I think everybody else also thinks so. So thank you so much again. That's a wrap on another episode of the Cowgirl Closet podcast, a worldwide branch production and brought to you in part by Mule Alley. You can explore Mule Alley's curated collection of tastemakers, artisans, and trailblazers from anywhere. Simply download the free Fort Worth Stockyards app on the Apple Store or Google Play. Lastly, I want to say thank you to our friends at AB Lino for allowing us to film in their beautiful custom clothing boutique in downtown Fort Worth. They truly align with our podcast by helping everyone wear their story. Until next time, I'm your host, Addy Ford, and I will see you where the ranch meets the runway.